As a producer, what advice would you give a young producer about working with labels and A&Rs or now management companies, right? Any
Uh,
tips?
the best tip is, I say this all the time, but do it yourself. Always do it yourself. At least start that way. And when you figure out all the jobs, what they entail, then find someone that you can partner with. Because it's really, you're finding a partner. It's like being married to that person. And if you don't understand what they're doing from the ground up, you're gonna get taken advantage of. And if you guys don't mutually love what you're doing creatively, like they have to love your music as much. I have a great story about my first manager. I don't work with him anymore, but he was a great guy named Kevin Kusatsu. He came from the indie kind of punk world. He was like kind of like a sub pop
Yeah.
punk guy. And he saw me doing what I was doing in Philly. He saw me doing these parties and putting parties together myself. And he's like, you know what? You could take this show and play your DJ sets in these like rock venues. And I was like, that's a good idea. So I started going to Baltimore and I started going to DC and New York. And it was the beginning of DJs traveling in America and doing these shows. And he worked for me for about a year for free. And he made me pay my taxes and I kind of got my shit together. I was kind of doing stuff wrong. And then I realized, you know what? He made it so it was like too hard for me to not use him as a manager. And I realized like, okay, how can I take advantage of him and his work ethic on what I do? And he took all these responsibilities from me,
Yeah.
and then I could concentrate on the creating. And that was a big breakthrough for me because before that, I spent half my time promoting the parties, putting my art together. And when you have a team that does that, that gives you more time to be creative.
Yeah, I was going to ask you when is an artist when is it the right time to take on management? But in that case, it was when someone actually approached you to kind of
But I don't think you're gonna find the best value when you understand how to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
I don't suggest doing that. Some people manage themselves and it becomes impossible. Someone like a brand new artist that gets a huge record on TikTok, whatever, and 17 years old, they're gonna have to find. They're not gonna have the time like me. I didn't make music. I didn't have a record deal till I was like 23 with Ninja Tune. I didn't release a record on my own till I was 25. I didn't become a real producer with credits till I was like 27, 28. Um, I didn't sell my catalog till I was like 39.
Right.
You know, all those things, I had to do the diligent work and know how to do it on my own. Now kids blow up so quickly. You know, like kind music is a good example. We were saying like 5 years ago, they were still playing their underground parties.
They've been going 10, 12 years before.
Yeah, they've been doing it forever. They're in their 40s as well. Like they finally are like hitting the stride and they're like taking advantage of every opportunity that they have, but they worked their fucking asses off
Yeah.
doing
And
what
they,
they did.
and they started everything themselves, put records out
Everything themselves. And you can tell now when you see Rampa with his creative direction and he's doing, one of his creative directors helped me with my project. He is already like a factory. He's already with Teal. His brand, he's like literally, he understood the insides and outs. And now that he has a platform, he's using it in the best way possible. So, I mean, that's a good example. All these guys are really great at like knowing their worth and then taking advantage of like when they have a voice that's being heard.